And welcome back inside the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena, joined now by head coach Jeremy Lewis. And Coach, before we dig into any specifics with this game, it was ugly. I mean, there's no way around it. Neither team shot the ball particularly well from the field. And I was commenting numerous times, you hear so often basketball is a game of runs. The game tonight was a game of droughts. You would have both teams go on these 2, 3, 4, 5-minute scoring droughts. They had a few more than you did, which is a positive. But to me, this was the result of two basketball teams that have not got as much time on the court with their teammates as you would have at this point in the season.
And it's really not about practice. It's about games. It's about games. It's a game rhythm that we just we've lost right now. You know what I mean? We had a good rhythm going before Christmas break, and since we've come back, man, we've just been kind of stuck in the mud, so to speak, offensively. Especially defensively, we've been all right. I mean, we stuck to the game plan today. They scored 55 points, and it was build a wall, stay in the gaps, don't let Cundiff get clean looks. I thought we did a good job of running him off. He has 5 points, averages almost 15 a game. And then, other than that, it was they're going to lower their shoulder and drive it to the rim, and then if they miss a shot, can we keep them off the glass? That's the one thing that I think they do a great job of, is they're coming after you on the offensive boards relentlessly. Sometimes a little over-aggressive, because it's like if you squeeze a rebound, then you got numbers going the other way. Right now with our basketball team, we're fighting. You see, Tavon King's out here shooting shots right now, and it's funny to me because I'm like, dude, it's not about shots that you're taking or making or missing in games. It's about you getting the ball out of your hands and then letting the ball come back to you again. And that's what's happening with us right now. I think teams understand that they're going to have trouble keeping us in front of them. Teams are starting to really pack it in against us. And it's funny to me how when teams start to pack it in, sometimes guys are hesitant to swing the basketball because they're like, well, he's giving me space, so I can shoot it, or I can, I'm like, and I'm just trying. I told the guys in the locker room, I said, hey, we're getting to the point right now where I'm like, reverse the ball 2 times, and I don't care what we do after that. I just want to see the ball move more. Multiple times tonight, the ball got stuck on one side of the floor, and it's because people are backing off of us and baiting us into taking contested jump shots, which happened a lot. And this is 2 consecutive games for us where I think we're shooting too many threes. 19, it's not a really high number, but I think we should be more in the 14, shooting 13 or 14 a game. If we shoot 13 or 14 a game, we're going to be shooting the right shots for us, and we're going to be shooting them in rhythm. And we had a chance early. I think we got up 8 or 9 early in the game, and it felt like, okay, if we can get 3 stops in a row here and go get 2 baskets, we're going to put a lot of doubt in their minds. But it never got to that point. We were up. We've had 3 straight turnovers when they went to a press, and press isn't that great. It's more token up front and gamble and see if you throw them the ball, which we did a couple of times. But we gotta have a couple guys step up and be better. Guys off the bench have to be better. Jalen Negron's got to be better for us. This is two games in a row where Jalen has looked like a high school kid on the floor again, instead of looking like the kid we all know that he is. So we've got to be able to have him come in and give us solid minutes off the bench, but he's got to play with aggression. And right now he's not playing with any kind of aggression. Everything he does on the floor is a little bit soft right now. One turnover over there, a weak trap. He tried to step through, got the ball knocked away. The next time he's middle of the floor, Aaron makes a pass. He doesn't need it, lets a guy step in front of him and get a hand on it. Things like that, he's got to get better. I love him to pieces, and I want to be able to keep him on the floor. But those guys coming off the bench, they've got to have some serious oomph to them. We need them to have that oomph to them.
It was really, in the first half, the Ridley show. In the second half, it was the Bird show. And they both got it done in different ways, starting with Ridley. When he is under control and letting the game come to him,
hard to guard.
He is extremely hard to guard. There were 2 or 3 possessions in about a 5-minute span where he's going up the court, and he almost looks like he's in slow motion. And defenders are just flying all over the place. And then he ends up, himself or a teammate ends up with a layup.
Right, he's got that to him. We're trying to get him to change speed every now and then, but that's he just kind of glides around the floor. We're trying to get him to not shoot as many contested shots, but it's kind of his game. I don't know how else to put it. He's
better
one
with
of those
a hand
guys.
in his face.
He is. He's one of those guys. He's better shooting a shot with a hand in his face than nobody around him. And I think that's been evident the last 2 games. Campbellsville backed off of him and kept him in front and made him shoot those jumpers and then contested at the last second. And I thought Lindsey did the same thing tonight. Now he came up and he jumped up and hit his first 3 and then missed 3 in a row. And then he stopped looking at the rim. I had to grab him. I said, do not turn down a good shot. If you're open, it's in rhythm, the ball gets in the lane and gets kicked out to you and you're open, you got to let that go. You got to let it go. You know, I want our guys to play with freedom on offense. I think I give them a lot of freedom. But I told them in the locker room, I said, just do what I'm asking you to do. That we're giving you the keys to the car, but we're also trying to tell you how to drive it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You go out there and drive it erratically, that car's going to break down sooner or later. So we got to get the coaches got to get the car in the shop and change the oil and rotate the tires here a little bit.
Got to let the mechanics look at it every now and then.
You know, and again, going back to kind of the game rhythm stuff, Johnny. You know, we lost the game on Saturday with Georgetown.
Like precautionary. Exactly. I want to rephrase that. Didn't lose it. Wasn't played.
Right. I'm talking lost a game that we could have played.
Exactly.
That wasn't played because of some precautionary stuff. You know, came back in tonight and, you know, had to quickly change our mindset and our mentality about who we're playing next. And then now we postpone another game. The Thursday game at Life is not going to happen. So
that's official.
We won't play until Saturday now, which some people look at as that's great. You can rest your guys. Right now, I'm like, man, we need to play. We need to play. That's the only way to continue to get any kind of game rhythm whatsoever out there on the floor. We need to play. Saturday will be a very tough test for us. I think Martin may be playing better than anybody in our league. I think Shawnee's playing well right now. I think Martin's playing really well right now. I thought Georgetown looked really good today at Campbellsville. But, you know, Martin's sitting there right inside the top 25.
Yep.
They've played really well so far. They got 3 guards that can really, really play. So Saturday's game should be pretty electric with the guard play. You know, we're going to have to bring our A game on the road, figure out a way to win a big one there.
That's also, we've talked about it numerous times throughout the years, that's also a very hard gym to play in.
I just told the guys, I said, number 1, I think they're really good. Number 2, Martin, it's a tough place to play.
It's very unique.
Even with not a lot of fans being in there, man, it is. You know, the schools, it's a little bit out there. Small arena.
Bleachers are right on top of it.
Right on top straight up. You know, it's a little dim in there at times.
Yes,
you know?
It's got an old school feel.
It's a tough place to play. I think Dugan does a really good job. He puts his guys in really good positions on the floor, and I'm telling you, man, they got 3 guards that can go, and 2 forwards that can stretch the floor. He puts them in great spots. It's going to be an interesting one on Saturday. You know, hopefully we're up for the challenge.
Last thing I want to ask you, Coach. Isaac Stevens looks so much more comfortable on the block scoring the ball this year.
Yeah.
How big of a point of emphasis has that been for you? Because when he becomes that, he becomes an all-conference player. I think he already is, but when you can put the rock in the hole, more people are going to notice.
Well, here's the thing with us and Isaac right now. Some of the games, it just depends on the matchup. But tonight, this was a game where we wanted to play through him, and we talked about it in shoot-around today. This needs to be a game where this game is not going to be about set plays. It's going to be about us playing basketball together. We should flow down into playing 4 round 1, and Isaac needs to touch the ball. Playing through him means a block catch, a mid-post catch, or a catch in the middle of the floor so we get into our X action. Or that could be him sprinting into a ball screen. You know, our thing right now is we're trying to get the ball reversed twice and then get Isaac moving.
Yeah.
Whether that's him coming across and posting or flashing and catching the ball or sprinting to a ball screen. It's not a mystery. That's why I'm saying it right now. But I agree with you, John. You know, when he's able to find rhythm on the block, that's a different dimension for our basketball team. And I've always said, you got to have a guy down there that you can throw it to and feel like he can score. It helps stabilize your offense when jump shots aren't falling. And this was a game that we should have fed him more and then had guys cutting around him. I thought they did a good job of swarming him when he got the ball. That's the next step for Isaac, is catching it and chinning it and filling the defense around him. He made one skip in the second half where he caught it on the right block and skipped it out the backside to Bird. And we got to be able to get him to do that a little bit more. But it's a feel thing for him. But I think he's playing great. And I don't think there are many guys like him.
I would agree with that.
You know, doesn't demand the ball, and he's going to go. I mean, he's got 14 and 8. He just figures out how to affect the game. One thing I do know, he's usually always going to be the hardest playing kid on the floor.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And that's why we love him.
Appreciate it, Jeremy.
All right,
congratulations. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks a lot.
You just heard it, guys. It is official. That game on Thursday at Life is officially postponed. Again, pay attention to the social media as much as you can, as well as the GoCumberlandAthletics.com. They're going to post all of that. It's not going to be the last, most likely, so make sure you're paying attention. But tonight, it is a win. Cumberland comes out with the win. They improve on the season to 5-3, 4-2 in the Mid-South Conference. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Cumberland University Phoenix Basketball. I'm John Boyce. We'll talk to you again soon.